Alright, now that we're done sanding the outside of the bowl, I'm going to go ahead and line up the jaw chucks into the mortise. So let's see how we look right now. You see, we got the first part about ½ an inch hollowed. We're going to move the tool rest up. Now we're going to start to actually contour the inside of the bowl. Lock the tool rest in. You want to be careful when you have a mortise because you can shoot right through the bottom of the bowl, so you got to be very careful with that. I'm a little bit thick, probably about 3/16 of an inch too thick on the bottom, so I'm going to do a final passing cut. And that is a finished bowl. So now we'll sand the inside, put some finish on the inside and outside, polish it up, and then we're done. Alright, I've sanded up to 400 grit. And I'm going to go ahead and hit with the quadruple zero steel wool. And what this does, it's just going to get all those little micro scratches out and get the wood nice and pristine for the finishing. So go ahead and put some finish on it next. Alright, so it's finishing time for the bowl. I'm going to be using some walrus oil, cutting board oil, as well as their wood wax. The reason I'm doing this is going to be for an actual eating bowl, so I want a food safe finish. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pour a nice generous dose of the oil into the bowl, and then just work it in with my hands. Make sure it's nice and saturated. You can really see that figured grain start to pop out. You want to lay it on pretty decently thick, just so it absorbs into the pores. And we'll go to the outside of the bowl. I'm going to put a little bit in the mortise and spread that out. So now that all of the wood is covered, I'm going to take my shop towel and just wipe off the excess. You can see it gives a really nice sheen. And when the finish cures, the bowl will now be completely food safe. Alright, so now that the initial coating of the cutting board oil is set in, I'm going to apply the wood wax. Basically what we're gonna do, just take about that much and just spread it all along the inside. We're gonna let it sit for 15 minutes after we put it on, and then we're gonna buff it off. And it's gonna leave a nice food grade sheen. Got a nice even layer across the whole bowl now. I'll let this sit for about 15 minutes and then we'll buff it off. Alright, the wood wax has been sitting for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and take 2 shop towels and I'm basically going to buff the outside and the inside at the same time. And that's going to leave a nice sheen. And that's all she wrote. Figured maple is probably my favorite wood to turn. I love the grain in it. It always looks incredible once it's finished. And it's even a treat when you get some nice ambrosia sprinkled in there too. But that's it, start to finish, turning a nice simple eating bowl on a lathe, to finishing, to use.